Lord's probably not coming next week, and we do need to be active in our world in terms of caring for the poor, in terms of and political involvement, if that means being part of bringing about a just society. The problem is, when you start riding that pendulum, we haven't listened very well to other church movements, so we haven't known how to stop the pendulum from going from non-involvement to involvement to scheming how to take over. And so that's one of the big teachings right now is in evangelical circles. It would not. I don't think it would have been accepted in the 70s. In the 70s, we thought, the church should be involved. Maybe have some involvement, and some Christians will have a vocation to politics, but we're not trying to take over the parliament. Now there's a real, like on particular bills, it's like let's motivate the church as a lobby group and see if we can even vote in a majority in America to the Senate or a majority in the Parliament so we can have our way. I'm concerned about that kind of takeover mentality.
Yeah, and we notice that in the present government we have more and more decisions being taken on purely ideological and neither just nor pragmatic bases. The injustices, for example, that we see in the actions of the present government are ideological injustices. And the non-pragmatic decisions have often been based in a kind of, I would have to say, fundamentalist religious ideology that have in some ways been very destructive and very damaging. The idea that military is more important than healthcare, that we should spend, even though the budget is far from balanced, we should spend billions of dollars on more prisons and expanding prisons. And the only way we could need to do that would be if we expect to start imprisoning more of our own citizens. And this is an ideological movement that's very much tied to American republicanism. The idea that the more people you have in prison, the safer you can feel. This is something that is emerging from.
See, we're trying to indoctrinate the government, and what happens is really party politics that indoctrinates us.
Yeah.
A friend of mine just got an email a couple of weeks ago where a pastor was telling them we need to fight for the Christian values of democracy and capitalism.
Yeah.
So who's indoctrinating who now? Who's influencing who now?
Of course, yes, capitalism might be a useful economic system, but it certainly isn't a religious value or a Christian value.
Right.
It's a devalue in many ways.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But I think we're running out of time at this particular broadcast, and I wonder if we might not take up, and if we can invite one or two other participants to discuss our common evangelical and charismatic tradition, because we all, the Church of England certainly has those traditions. The Protestant evangelicals have that. The Orthodox Church certainly has a concept of the charismatic and the evangelical. After all, we hold that almost all of our spiritual life and struggle are to acquire the indwelling of the Holy Spirit. But I would like to perhaps suggest that we discuss our different understandings of evangelical and charismatic at different levels, and see what we have in common in that understanding and what we don't have in common in that understanding. I know it's part of the Anglican tradition as well, certainly. So, and thank you all for joining us, and we hope you'll join us again on the Canadian scene. God bless you all.